Okay. Good evening. The hour is now 6 o'clock, and welcome to the Grand Blanc Township Board of Trustees meeting for May 12th, 2026. I want to encourage members and every guest to silence your phones, if you would please, and if you would all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As you can see, Supervisor Bennett is not here, so I'm going to take the roll call, and then I will need a motion and a support to allow me to continue to preside. That's the proper procedure. Supervisor Bennett is absent. Of course, I am here. Treasurer Yancho is absent. Trustee Ryder.
Here.
Trustee Fike is absent. Trustee Hugo.
Here.
Trustee White. Here. 4 members present, a quorum. I need a motion for allowing me
Make
to.
a motion for Clerk Robertson to preside over the meeting.
Thank you very much. And supported by Hugo and Trustee White.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Ryder.
Yes.
Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
4-0, motion passes. All right. Now I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion to approve the agenda by Hugo, supported by myself. All right. Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Ryder.
Yes.
And 4-0, motion passes. Now we have the public commentary period. Anyone who wishes to speak should fill out a card and bring it forward if they would. Let me point out that this is the general public commentary period. If you are here to comment regarding the Green Knolls Special Assessment District, there will be a specific opportunity for you in our next item, item number 5. You can do so at that time. Is there anyone who wishes to speak under public comment? Any general commentary? Going once, going twice, going thrice? Okay, we'll move on. Now we have a public hearing. The board will hold a public hearing to create the tax roll for Green Knolls Special Assessment District. Superintendent Limita, would you care to kick us off with this?
Sure, you're opening up your public hearing at this time to take any comments from those residents in the Green Knolls subdivision to weigh in on how they feel about the idea of moving forward. Tonight, you already have created that special assessment district, and later on your agenda under 8C, you will consider a resolution which will adopt that special assessment tax roll for the Green Knolls Special Assessment District. But this is the opportunity for folks to register comments to the board, and while that doesn't impact the creation of the special assessment district that the board has already approved, it does preserve their right to protest the special assessment to the Michigan Tax Tribunal.
Okay. The time now is 6:03. I will open the hearing at 6:03 p.m. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this item? Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this item? Hearing none, then I will close the public hearing at 6:04 p.m. And we will move on to the next item on the agenda is approval of the consent agenda. I need a motion on the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Consent. Motion by Hugo, supported by myself. All right. Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Ryder.
Yes.
4-0, motion passes. Okay. Next matter, old business. The board will consider an amendment to the KCI Phase 2 agreement regarding the financing of the project. Superintendent Lemata.
Thank you, Clerk Robertson. Before you guys tonight is an amendment to the Kersey Creek Interceptor Sewer Interceptor Phase 2 project. We first approved this agreement back in 2023 or 2024, April 30th of 2024. I included both that original agreement and the amendment. The original agreement in their Section 5 had the proceeds of the sale of bonds by the County of Genesee. We're going to fund this project 100%. The idea behind it for the Genesee County Drain Commission, WWS, was that their SRF, their state revolving funds, with a lower interest rate would be enough to cover both Kersey Creek Interceptor Phase 1 and this portion, which is 100% Grand Lake Township's responsibility, that it would be able to be included in those revolving funds at the lower interest rate. When the bids came in for the Kersey Creek Interceptor Phase 1 project, the project ended up coming in at about $55 million, which exceeded the amount of the SRF funds available. So because of that, they were unable to include the funding for Kersey Creek Interceptor Phase 2. Kersey Creek Interceptor Phase 2 runs from down Saginaw, South Saginaw, from Baldwin over through the Woodfield area, and then connects back to our sewer pump stations back in there, which will be abandoned as part of the Phase 1 project. But since the funding was short and they weren't able to fund it, we've been trying to work through an amendment to this agreement since last November, and after much negotiation and back and forth, and we received a multiple-page agreement after Attorney Chubb and I met with John O'Brien and their attorney, Kevin Kilby, to hammer out an agreement. We came up with a document that's before you tonight, which is a much simplified document that really just states that Section 5 of the original amendment is no longer applicable because they don't have the funding available, and that we are going to have to then pay for that ourselves. The total cost of the project, $2,680,625.93. It actually came in about almost $300,000 less than the engineer's estimate. But Grand Lake Township was always responsible for the full amount. We're just going to have to seek financing on our own. Later in your agenda, you'll see a resolution to do a notice of intent. I would prefer to pay this through issuance of bonds by the DPW. We did include this last year when we were putting our rate model together, that we would be bonding this amount to be paid instead of going through the SRF funding. Unfortunately, one of the things that happens is we'll actually have bond issuance costs, and we don't know what the interest rate will be. It was about 2.5% under the SRF funds that we won't qualify for, so I'd expect it to be closer to, in between 3 and 4%. So that's unfortunate, but we are 100% responsible for it, so I don't really have any choice but to agree to move some way forward, and either we're going to bond it or we're going to pay cash for it out of reserve funds for the sewer enterprise.
Okay. Are there questions from the board members? Questions? Any kind. Okay, well, thank you for the explanation, Superintendent Lemata. I need a motion on item 7A. I'll make that motion.
Support.
Okay. And supported by Trustee Ryder on item 7A. Okay. Trustee Ryder.
Yes.
Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Myself, yes. 4-0. Motion passes. Let's see. Item 8A, new business. The board will receive the OPEB Annual Actuarial Evaluation Report prepared by Foster & Foster for period ending December 31st, 2025. Superintendent Lemata.
So before you tonight is your copies of, hot off the press, the OPEB valuation report that we do every year. Shows how we're doing on other post-employment benefits, retiree health care. As you guys are well aware, 10 years ago, as little as 10 years ago, we were 13% funded after the 2015 evaluation report. This report, I'm happy to say, shows you at 116.67% funded, primarily on the strength of a return on investment in 2025 that was pretty phenomenal. And while that's exciting news for us to be able to take a look at this and say that we are more than fully vested in our post-employment benefits report, a couple things I just like to highlight. Number one, I love the 116%, 0.67% funded, but I do always like to caution that. Remember, that is a snapshot in time, and it's based upon those assumptions that are included by the actuaries. That can change, and one of the reasons that it could change is the rate of return. Last year, in 2025, the rate of return on our investments was 15.4%. Phenomenal, but that is not something that can be sustained long-term, obviously. So when you look at our assumptions, even at a discount rate of 7%, being able to more than double that. So we certainly had a great return and brought in $4.5 million in investment income that made a considerable difference. We also had put $750,000 of excess general fund balance on this at the end of 2025 that had been planned for the year. So that had an impact as well on where we're at. One of the things I also want to point out is when you look at bottom of page 7 on here, it shows those healthcare costs and the trend rates trending between 4.5 and 7.5, which gives us a $5 million overage. Just remember that our actual healthcare increase for 2026 was 30% on actives, lower on our post-65s. But, you know, one of the assumptions when we're working that the healthcare rates are going to be between 4.5% and 7.5% increase, which is still a pretty strong actuarial rate, but knowing that our actual experience was closer to 30% for 2026. So while we're more than fully funded at the snapshot of December 31st of 2025, knowing that our rates were 30% higher for 2026 will impact that report for next year. So my word of caution, you know, while we're saying, thank God, great job, everybody, to have us funded at that level, I don't expect that we will still be at 116% unless we have another phenomenal rate of return through 2026.
Very good. Questions for Superintendent Limita on the issue? Trustee White?
Do we know if we're going to perhaps contribute less in 27, given that we're actuarially overfunded? I get it's just paper figure at this point, but.
I think that would be my recommendation, because I think with the competing, you know, our benefit payments are going out at, for 2025, went out at $720,000. We added another $750,000 to that, you know, for a total contribution from the employer, 1.4. I think we will cut that back. I mean, the police defined benefit pension plan is more of a challenge. We're 2% funded in that plan, and you know we'll know more about what that looks like when we get that at the end of June. But I think when we also get our audit report done at the end of June, usually that's when we look at our excess fund balance in the general fund, take it back down to about 18% of expenses, and take the rest of the money and use it to pay down. This may be an opportunity for us to do a couple of things, and the board will make that decision at the end of June when you get that report, is either to fund capital, which, as you know, we were behind, couldn't fully fund capital projects this year, put a little bit more into capital, and again, be a little more aggressive on that defined benefit police pension plan, because since we closed that plan, every time somebody retires or drops out, the employer costs are going to continue to go up. So being a little bit more aggressive on that defined benefit pension plan, again, paying down unfunded liabilities will help us maintain a strong fiscal approach moving into the future.
Any further questions? Okay, very good. We'll move on to item 8B. The board will consider a motion to approve Resolution 2615 to purchase, acquire, and construct capital improvements and to publish a notice of intent to issue municipal securities to pay for the cost of the improvements. Superintendent Limita.
So what you're doing here, and you've done these in the past, but the notice of intent, what that allows us to do, and it would have been included when we did a notice of intent last year, but again, we thought this was going to be financed through the sale of county bonds through the SRF program. But this notice of intent allows us to make our decision to either use fund balance from the DPW, or we can pay the amount owed, and we can pay ourselves back through the sale of bonds. And so we need to get this published. It goes out for 45 days, gives residents of Grambling Township the opportunity to write a referendum where they could take it to a vote about whether we should issue any indebtedness for this project. We're going to pay it one way or the other. It's just a matter of whether we're going to pay it through bonds or we're going to pay it out of the cash reserves. My recommendation is that we seek these bonds. I have worked with bond counsel Roger Sweats from Dickinson Wright to create this notice of intent. So my recommendation, you're not necessarily saying that you're moving forward with the bonds, but we have to publish the notice of intent to even give ourselves that option.
Very good. Any questions from board members? Okay. Then we have the issue before us, item 8B, and I will make the motion on item 8B.
Support.
Okay, 8B, supported by Hugo. Very good. Trustee Ryder.
Yes.
Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Myself, yes. 4-0. Motion passes. Very good. Item C, 8C, the board will consider a motion to approve Resolution 2616, the special assessment tax roll for the Green Knoll Special Assessment District. Superintendent Lena.
So again, before you, the resolution adopts a special assessment tax roll for the Green Knoll Special Assessment District. The board has already previously approved the special assessment district. We did have Green Knoll subdivision turned in petitions with 53.87% of signatures in favor of these road improvements to move forward. Our policy states 51%, so it exceeded that amount. And you're being asked now to authorize that and accept the tax roll with this resolution.
All right, are there questions? If not, I'll make the motion on item 8C,
I'll support it.
supported by Trustee White. Very good. Myself, yes. Trustee Ryder,
Yes.
Trustee Hugo,
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
4-0, motion passes. Then we have, the board will consider a motion to approve Resolution 2617, authorizing a fireworks display at the Captain Club of Woodfield on May 16, 2026. Deputy Superintendent Kimmer, please educate us on this issue.
Good evening, everyone. So last Friday afternoon, we had a fireworks permit application submitted to the township for a non-consumer fireworks display to occur out at Captain's Club on May 16th at 9:30 p.m. As you guys know, it's part of the duty of the governing body to determine whether to issue that permit or not. So before you is this resolution to allow a non-consumer fireworks display at Captain's Club, May 16th at 9:30 p.m.
We've done a number of these in the past.
We have for private displays. We have as well for displays that we've had at Creasy Bicentennial Park. For
And our fire marshal has scrutinized. and-
Fire Marshal has reviewed the application and has approved as presented.
Okay, well, very good. Then on item 8D, I will make the motion on item 8D. Can I have a second?
Support.
I think there was a tie between Ryder and you. I'll give it to Ryder, okay. All right. Let's see. Myself, yes. Trustee Ryder?
Yes.
Trustee Hugo?
Yes.
Trustee White?
Yes.
4-0, motion passes. All right, very good. Future agenda items. Superintendent Lehman, did you wish to enlighten us on possible future agenda items?
I don't have anything at this time other than to remind you that it would have been before you, we had a discussion about the kind of regional cooperative South Genesee County municipalities getting together to discuss shared operations. And one of the things that came out of that was to look at specifically fire services, primarily at the request of Grand Blanc Township, but also with Mundy Township. And I shared it with you 2 weeks ago. I thought it would be on this agenda, but with Supervisor Bennett being unavailable this evening, we decided to push it back, which is fine in our time frame because we're not having the first meeting, the kickoff meeting, if the board approves to move us forward until June 18th, when everybody was available, including with the providers who are going to do the study. So it will be before you in 2 weeks, and I can tell you now that Mundy Township and the city of Fenton have approved their participation so far. So it's us, Atlas Township, and Fenton Township who will be considering it and looking for the full participation. If everybody approves it, the study will kick off, like I said, on the 18th and expect to be delivered the results on September 12th.
Very, very good, very good. Okay, board reports. Anything from the Planning Commission? Trustee Hugo? No, okay. From the Zoning Board of Appeals?
Nope.
Let's see. In Supervisor Bennett's absence, I've been asked to remind folks that the Grand Blanc Township University graduation will take place on May 20th, a week from Wednesday, at 6 p.m., and folks are invited to attend that concluding ceremony. So I encourage board members and the public alike that's interested in attending to be part of that occasion. And I was also handed a note indicating that the cleanup day on May 2nd was quite successful, and we gathered some 1,360 pounds of trash in our collective efforts. Kudos to Senya and Matt and others that were involved in organizing and bringing it about. I think it was a very successful morning and afternoon, and a good time was had by all, as good as you can have when you're picking up trash. But nevertheless, it was a great occasion. So kudos there. All righty, very good. Anything else, Superintendent Lehman, in terms of board reports?
Yeah, there is some great news that Chief Gent and I want to share with you guys is the conclusion of our full-time firefighter search. We had so many qualified candidates, and again, 50 candidates to start. They went through the process. It ended up with the final 3 in their interviews yesterday. We couldn't be happier with the quality of the candidates. We had 2 interior, 1 outside candidate, 2 current part-time firefighters that are currently working for us. In fact, even the outside candidate has also been an internal part-time firefighter for us, so we had all 3. The interviews went really, really well. They'd gone through a pretty rigorous, testing process. They had to score 70% or better. Then from there, Chief Gent moved some candidates to the first round of interviews conducted by human resources and full-time firefighter staff. Those who made it successfully through there were moved forward to the final 3, and we conduct those interviews, and it ended with a conditional offer of employment for a current part-time firefighter, Javon Johnson, and we're really excited to move through that process. And I got to tell you, it was a tough decision to make between the 3, and I have committed to Chief Jen, and I'll commit to the board to continue to look for additional funding through 2025, because quite frankly, we wanted to keep hiring. That's the quality of the candidates that we had as part of this, and I think Chief Jen will echo my sentiments. We're very happy with how the process went, and very excited to see our newest full-time firefighter after he completes the contingencies. We can remove those, and he gets fully on board with us. So thanks to Chief. Great round of questions, and they were grueling. We had an hour scheduled, and I think they all took about an hour and 10 or an hour 15 to get through them. So great experience, great round, and really, really excited about the outcome.
Okay, well, very good, excellent. I don't see anything else on our agenda other than I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Hugo.
Second.
Hugo seconded by Ryder. And we stand adjourned at 6:24 p.m.
I think that's a record.